I want to read an email that I received from a guy, and I responded in an interesting way. So when people tend to send me emails, sometimes I'll respond in a politically correct way, and sometimes I'm like and then I kind of just go off, right? So this is an email. All right, so the email said this. He said, "I understand that." So, by the way, he was talking about the Speak Pro Academy. He wanted to invest in the Speak Pro Academy. It's a $2,000 program, and so this is what he said. He said, "I understand that it's a big investment right now, and I need to be sure that it gets me to where I need to be. I personally work my ass off, but I'm probably not hitting the right prospects yet, and maybe my email script isn't quite right. But I list, build, email, and work on my presentation every day." So he sent me that email, and I get a lot of emails about just the Speak Pro Academy in general. And so not just him, but this is another guy actually did something similar where he said, "Hey, I've been looking at your Speak Pro Academy versus these other guys in the industry, like some really well-known guys." And he's like, "So why should I invest in your program, right?" And so this is what I sent back to him. All right. And so I said, "We do group calls every week, and there's a private Facebook group so you can get personally tailored advice. It was designed exactly for someone like you because you might be doing the right things, building your list and emailing, but it has to be done right. The Speak Pro Academy was designed in a way that the only way you can fail is to not do the work. I can't force you to show up to the calls every week and post in the Facebook group. I can't force you to go through the training videos and do the work. What I found is that most speakers don't have the ambition to build a real business. They expect to get gigs in 30 days, and they don't even have a website because of all the crap out there that they've been programmed to believe in. I can help anyone who shows up mentally and physically, but I can't help anyone who doesn't make a complete commitment. Honestly, you won't find a program that comes close to the Speak Pro Academy in terms of what you get and the quality of advice. This is the real deal." Now, this is actually a toned down version of what I tend to send out to people who ask me, like, why should I invest in the Speak Pro Academy versus this other guys? And what happens is I kind of go off in the emails, right? So as I write these emails, I'm like, listen, you won't find a better program than the Speak Pro Academy. If you are a speaker, a coach, a consultant, and you want to get on, you want to market yourself, you want to get on stages, you will not find a better program. And I also do this whenever I try to get hired for an event. When someone sends me, when I send an email and someone says, "Oh, we don't normally pay speakers," or "We only bring in industry-related speakers," in my mind, I tend to say, "And your point is?" Like, what's your point? You see, I'm going to come on stage. I'm going to own it on stage. And so what has to happen inside of your mind is you have to believe in your product so much that when people do say things like that to you, it almost pisses you off. When someone says like, "Oh, why should I invest in your program?" Or "I want to compare you to this other guy's program," or I'm going to bring you on, or like, "We're not going to really pay to have you speak," or whatever it is, whatever your program is, whatever you do for a living, whatever your product or service is, you should believe in it so much that when someone dares to question you, you get pissed off. You're like, "Listen, man, there's no comparison to me, to what I present and what this other person presents. There's no comparison whatsoever." And I send out these emails. So sometimes I'll just answer with a very simple response like, "Yeah, it's better," or something. And sometimes I'll just go off, right? And this, by the way, the one that I read was a toned down version. There was another one, and he actually signed up for the Speak Pro Academy as well, where he sent me the email comparing me to, I don't want to say the name, but he's a very well-known speaker, like probably the most known speaker who has a speaker training program out there. And so he said, "Hey, I'm thinking about investing in your Speak Pro Academy or this guy's." And I said, "Look, man, I know that guy. He's a very well-known person, way more known than me. But I mean, his stuff is crap compared to mine, and I truly believe it. I guarantee every time I say this stuff, I truly believe it. I know 100% that my stuff is better. He may be more known than me, but his product is not better than mine." And so, You have to believe in this. This can't just be something that you just say just to say it. Like, I truly believe it. Like, it's not just something that I say. And when someone wants to hire me as a speaker or an entertainer, and they question like how good it is, I kind of think along the lines of like, look, you have no idea. When I get on the stage, trust me on this one. And that's what happens when I tell a lot of speakers in terms of like follow up, and you got to keep talking with people, and you got to just keep following up. The reason why you have to keep following up is because inside of your mind, you know that whatever speaker, whoever they hire, whatever product they buy, you know 100% that if they didn't buy yours, they're buying an inferior product. They're hiring an inferior speaker. They're using an inferior service. And so this has to be a state of mind that you are truly in. It's not a sales pitch. Whenever I write this stuff to people, or whenever I say it, I'm not thinking in terms of, oh, let me just say the right words in order to pitch them, in order to sell them on something. I truly, truly believe in it. And if you don't believe in your product or service that much, then you don't deserve to get business. You should believe in your product and service so much that that's the type of response that naturally would come out of you, where when someone says like, hey, I'm thinking, but I mean, I don't know, I want to go with this guy. You're like, look, I don't care who it is. His stuff is crap compared to mine. Like, I don't care that you guys don't normally pay speakers, but I'm worth paying for. I don't care that you, whatever it is, you're like, but, and that's kind of your state of mind. And so it's not really a pitch. You got to ask yourself, how strongly do you believe in your work? How strongly do you believe in your business, your service, your product? How strongly do you believe? And that's what you communicate. That's what gets people to buy.